I made a joke the other day. Taylor Swift's new album's coming out, and it's called "The Life of a Showgirl." I am a showgirl. Like that's what I do. I put on a show for 12 to 16 hours a day. I masked at work, and then I masked with alcohol, and it became like a spiraling event of needing change. And then once I did, it was great. But I think those were like my main roadblocks, was getting stuck in this cycle of thinking everything was okay or acting like everything was okay, and it just wasn't. Like things weren't okay. So finding myself after 2020 was like the best thing ever. And I don't know what clicked in my mind that day, but I was like, I want to live a life of helping others. I'm not doing anything to help myself. This guy's probably the guy I should reach out to. You want easy, but life isn't easy, you know? Like if you want to invest yourself, in yourself, it's going to be hard work.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Hospitality Bites. I'm your host, self-proclaimed hospitality hustler, Colleen Silk, and the founder of Hospitality Bites Media. As many of you know, I take great pride humanizing the industry with guests from all over, including restaurateurs, bartenders, chefs, cookbook authors, consultants, and advocates. And today's guest is someone I had the privilege of meeting a year ago at Celebrate Wellness here on the Eastern Shore of Delaware. With a decade's worth of experience in management and operations, she is a walking and talking example of prioritizing oneself to succeed in the industry that demands both mental and physical effort. In late 2020, she partnered with Ryan Ennis, a local founder of Beyond the Bar, a program dedicated to helping others work on themselves before we walk in the door of the industry where we give to others. Unfortunately, Ryan lost his years-long battle with lung cancer just a few weeks ago. And while he's left behind his family and a whole community who loves him, she's on a mission to keep their work moving forward. Welcome to the show, Lo Tibbets.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, thank you for doing this. I know you've had a lot going on, and it's been like a roller coaster of emotions and taking care of the business, taking care of yourself too, and all the other jobs that you have in the middle of all that. So I really appreciate it.
Of course.
So let's kind of jump right into it because Lo is actually on her way to work shortly after this. So let's get a little brief introduction of what's your background and why did you enter the hospitality space to begin with?
I think I entered the hospitality space for the same reason that a lot of people do in their teens and 20s. You needed a summer job, right?
Mhm.
So, working at the beach was something. I would work at the Delaware beaches, and I have since I started in the industry, and it was an easy summer gig. And at first, it was definitely something for the money, the lucrative
Mhm.
of how much you can make in a summer. Being able to take all that money to college was awesome. So, yeah, that was my beginning. It was at the Rusty Rudder.
Oh, you started the Rusty Rudder?
Sure did.
That's amazing. Were you serving?
I hosted and then served, yes.
That's its own experience. For those that don't know, the Rusty Rudder is like an iconic Dewey Beach experience. It's like the only way I can put it.
Right on the bay. You can't go wrong for sure.
So you got bit by the bug of the industry and you started
Yes.
coming back. Where'd you go to college?
I went to Ave Maria University in Naples, Florida.
Oh, and so you went from Florida up here?
Well, I'm from Delaware.
But I mean, you decided to come back here.
It's different down there, though.
Okay.
This is like we have a beach, but there's still seasons. I enjoy fall, it's
Mm,
still fun.
I totally get the seasons. We are blessed to have like kind of we get a touch of everything and not terrible winters. But for those that aren't familiar with the Eastern Shore, if you get like an inch of snow, the world shuts down for weeks.
Can't drive anywhere. Inch
Yeah.
of rain in the world shuts down.
that that is so true. Or there's fog. A lot of fog delays down here too.
If the sun's not out, there's traffic.
For real. Oh my God. That's like that should be like a slogan or on a bumper somewhere. So you got bit by the bug, you stayed in the industry, and now you're here on the Delaware beaches.
Mhm.
What was the one thing that kind of drew you in? Was it the socialization? Was it the camaraderie? What did you really enjoy about it?
I think it's definitely the community okay. What
Mm,
I felt in the beginning and what I feel now are two totally different things. So I'm going
okay.
to give you both.
Okay, perfect.
When I started, it was definitely the community, the friendship, the hustle and bustle of the whole thing. The more I moved up in positions and management, and the more I learned about management and focusing on myself and what it actually means to be a leader and to take care of people, it's
Mhm.
just turned into I get to take care of people every day, and their lives are not on my hands. Like it's just beer and food. That's so cool. They're just coming to me for a good time. I had a guy thank me the other day for talking to him. I'm like, bar set pretty low. But
It's
it's
true.
just it's so cool to be able to take care of people in an environment where they just wanna have a good time.
I always say, we never know where the person's coming from. Typically, you don't know, right? And you could have someone celebrating an anniversary. They could be celebrating the life of someone that they just lost. And it's our job to facilitate a good experience no matter what it is. And you don't know who could use just like a warm smile or a
Mhm.
nice meal or, whatever it is on the other side of the bar or the table.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's great.
So as you said, there was the way you started in the industry to where you feel now. What was it kind of like for you navigating hurdles or roadblocks, maybe your own roadblocks that you put for yourself as you came up through the industry?
I think I'm gonna watch how I say this. I think working in a beach town, it's really easy to get stuck in the party scene.
Mhm,
It's easy. I mean, you uh, deal with hustle and bustle your whole shift, and then everyone's like, "Let's go out and drink," and then that becomes like a pretty consistent thing. Um, I say if it wasn't for 2020 and it wasn't for Ryan, like that's still the life I would be living.
mhm,
And I mean, I wasn't okay. You have
mhm.
to put on an act during every shift you have, right? Like I made a joke the other day, like Taylor Swift's new album's coming out and it's called The Life of a Showgirl. I am a showgirl. Like that's what I do. I put on a show for 12 to 16 hours a day.
It's
Go
God
ahead.
love Taylor Swift. That's, like, such a perfect title for anyone in the industry because it is a
Yeah.
constant show, right? Like, you're putting on the show like Britney Spears, the
Hmm.
circus. You're the
Yes.
act all the time for everybody.
All that. Yeah, all the time. And so then it was like choosing to mask. I masked at work and then I masked with alcohol and it became like a
Um,
spiraling event of needing change. And then once I did, it was great, but I think those were like my main roadblocks was getting stuck in this cycle of thinking everything was okay or acting like everything
mhm.
was okay and it just wasn't. Like things weren't okay. So finding myself after 2020 was like the best thing ever.
So you talked about Ryan. Tell a little bit what he was offering at that time in 2020. What was it?
My dude, Ryan Ennis. So 2020, we had like this random Facebook chat or like group. I'm not gonna say the name because it's like a private thing just for
Mhm,
people down at the beach area where we kind of rant and rave about issues, not about each other, but
mhm,
about guests. And he ended up putting a thing in there about he was doing a workout for Beyond the Bar because we were in that height of 2020, no one was moving. He was like, "Hey, group workout over here." And I don't know what clicked in my mind that day, but I was like, "I want to live a life of helping others. I'm not doing anything to help myself. This guy's probably the guy I should reach out to." And I did. I reached out to him. I might get emotional. Sorry. I
it's
reached out to
okay.
him and he was like, "Yeah, let's do it." We ended up this is crazy. Had no idea. We lived in the same neighborhood. So we were able to work out at the park because gyms weren't open.
It was open.
So it just like it worked everything aligned that like it was meant to be.
And so it was a physical workout was the
Yeah.
idea to begin with.
To begin with, but he bamboozled me. So we were meeting to work out a couple times a week, and like the first couple times he was like, "Hey, I just want to let you know we're not just gonna work out." And I was like, "What do you no, that's what we're gonna do." He's like, "No, we're gonna talk about things too. Like, what are you doing for yourself?" He has a program called Tips program. Take chances, invest in yourself, prioritize your health and self education. But what he did and where I won is he turned it into a game, right?
Mm,
So I got points for the things that I completed, and then I could win money back. That sounds amazing. So being able to focus on myself while making it a game while still working out, it just opened my eyes to like a lot of self awareness.
mhm.
Definitely.
I love that you were investing in yourself and then there's a way to earn that investment back, both financially, but as you said, it was a physical and mental game to go along with it. And something that we don't do in the industry or that we're working towards is that prioritization of combining our mental and physical wellness. 'Cause, I just talked to someone the other day about, like, what our shift meals are. You're eating fried food because it's the easiest and cheapest, most cost-effective thing to have while you're in
Right.
between a busy shift. Doesn't really necessarily lead to a healthy lifestyle outside of work, was, like, in the thick of it, and just so you know, in my early 20s, had no idea who I was as a person. I was totally in that rinse repeat cycle with drinking and the inability to see that I was struggling because everyone else
Um,
around me was in the same thing. But I felt like I was suffering privately a little bit more, and maybe because it was my own anxieties or my own doubt of my self-worth, but no one was talking to me about what I was going through. It wasn't until I got a DUI did I say, "Man, something's wrong," and I up and moved to Chicago from here on the Ocean City because I just needed, like, a clean break. So, I totally get that, or feeling like, "Am I the only one going through this? And what do I do? And I need some help, but how do I get it?" So, finding someone like Ryan, I think, is incredible, and what a weird turn of events for you because as you've, like, navigated this with him, you guys started really going out into the workforce and using your experiences. So talk a little bit about how it pivoted when the world reopened and what you guys went into. I
so
know.
at that time wait, I want to make a sidebar
Yeah.
on what you just said about shift meals. I am so sick of that excuse, and I'm going to tell you why. This summer, a friend and I partnered up and we do meal prep weeks. So, like, I'll prep one week, she'll prep the other. And then you just have things. Like, there's always a way to make it so you're investing in yourself while still busy, while still working 70 hours a week, 80 hours a week. It doesn't matter.
I love
I
it.
think it took so long for my mind to like switch that off and be like, oh yeah, well, I didn't eat today, so I guess I'll have French fries or like whatever the excuses that we give ourselves. It's easier to do it this way, is the
Mhm.
answer. You want easy, but life isn't easy, you know? Like if you want to invest yourself, in yourself, it's going to be hard work. You can work 70 hours a week and still at least get one workout in a week.
That's
Like
true.
you can still get 6 hours of sleep a night. Like there's ways. Sorry.
Sleep thing,
Popping
man.
off.
No, it's fine. I think it's important to recognize that because you're saying is so true. It's the easier option.
Yeah.
Fast, quick, in and out. I mean, it's why it's called, what is it? Fast food is for a reason. They
Mhm.
call it that. There's no rhyme or reason really to the nutritional value of what you're putting in your body.
Right.
Despite all the energy you're putting out to do the job, though.
Exactly. Yeah. There's ways. Ryan, after 2020, that's when he was diagnosed with cancer and he kind of sat me down and he was like, "Hey, I want to change this to like taking care of like helping everybody, not just people in the restaurant industry, but I don't want to lose the restaurant industry aspect of the company." And I just started naming all the people that could help him. And he was like, I'm talking about you. You literally just did it. You're a walking testimony. This would be
Mhm.
dumb not to. And I took him up on the offer and we started slowly, which is, I'll get to later, where I kind of want to get back to is group coaching. So small classes of like 5 to 6 people in the industry that wanted to invest in themselves and running through the tips program, getting workouts in there, talking about nutrition, talking about finances, all the things that um, I like to say that people in the restaurant industry are expert avoidance. We will avoid anything that we can. Oh, did your tags expire 4 months ago? When's the last time you've been to the dentist? Like things like that.
And they're essential things to everybody else. It's so true.
Yeah, we just stop. So the small group chats or coaching programs, which then turned into bigger on a bigger scale with restaurant groups doing leadership seminars, those were fun.
Mhm.
So working with people like the Starboard Group, Bethany Blues, all those types of restaurant groups, and just working with their immediate management and then trickling down from there. So doing a couple sessions with them and then, okay, you see this issue with your servers. This is an idea. Let's meet with the servers. Okay, you see this issue with runners and bussers. Everyone collectively is saying this. Let's meet with them, see what we can do. Make it a game. So those were really, really fun. And then it kind of, I don't want to say fizzled out because it will never fizzle out, but everything was a little tabled for a while.
Mhm.
So now it's like getting back to the roots for sure.
So as you said, Ryan unfortunately passed away a few weeks ago, and I got to see you at Celebrate Wellness prior to him passing, and you had said that you were just kind of thinking about what the next steps were for you. Obviously, you're working like crazy with the multiple jobs you have. As you kind of navigate beyond the bar, what are your hopes with it? Like, what do you want to do in honor of Ryan or in his original mission?
I think it's like I said, there's a lot of things I want to do to honor Ryan. But when it comes to Beyond the Bar, definitely taking where we were in the beginning and his first idea and transforming it into something that can grow.
Mhm,
So by that I mean like whether it's one-on-one individuals or group coaching of building a community that wants to grow together. So embracing each other and pushing each other to grow and just making a community of like-minded individuals in the restaurant industry that want that because
mhm,
there's a lot of us, I would say, especially me at the beginning, where it was like one foot in, one foot out. It was like
mhm,
I'm going to do this, but I really want to change my life, but like shoot, I did that again. And like just getting across to people that all you have to do is be better than yesterday. That's
mhm,
literally it. Like, and if yesterday you decided to go out after work and you drank all night, okay, well, be better than that today.
mhm.
Like, it doesn't have to be, I've ruined all this progress. And, like, I don't know, just lift people up.
I think because so this is my own experience that I'm projecting.
That's okay.
I don't drink as much as I used to, but I'm not
Okay.
sober by any
Same.
stretch of the imagination. But I prefer non-alcoholic beverages because of how I feel and the
Hmm.
anxiety that alcohol does give me. Like, I am now
Hmm.
so aware that all of my hangovers were actually hangxiety overs because I was freaking out about everything. My heart
Hmm.
constantly was racing, was afraid to be around people, and then if I was afraid to be around people, then I would just have a drink instead because it would ease my nerves, not
Hmm.
realizing that I'm just giving myself a depressant to add on to that layer of anxiety. So
Hmm.
then there's this like shame, right? Like we have shame of what we
Yeah.
did. So then we're like, well, I don't want to do anything because I just think it just like leave it alone. And so there's this fear, I think, you said one foot in, one foot out is either you're all in and I'm sober and I'm healthy and I'm all these wonderful things, but you're allowed to be both. Like give yourself the grace to be someone that enjoys a good time, but also is taking care of themselves. Like there is a balance and like letting go of some of that shame where you were 5, 6 years ago. Cause everyone does grow. For the most part, everyone down here does grow up at some point.
Yeah. For
You
the
have no
most part.
choice.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
bills.
and it's like, just run through the checklist in your head, and if at any point you're like, "Will I regret this the next day?" Or, "Will" like, if you make this decision that you wanna have a couple drinks after work, then commit to it, you know? It's like, it's okay to do those
Mhm,
things, it's okay to live, like, it's not a everyday occurrence anymore, that's okay. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I remind myself of that anytime I, like, have one too many every 6 months that it
mhm.
happens of, like it's like, you used to do this every single day. Like, it's
Right.
okay.
And but for you, what I think is so great is that there was this physical workout part of it, right? Like getting
Yeah.
you out of your comfort zone to do something that I mean, I never was offered a gym membership to any restaurant group I ever worked at. Like that was never talked about like, "Hey, why don't you take care of your health? This is like part of your perks." Now it is sort of like a thing
Mhm.
that people are doing. So when you talk about your physical wellness journey, what was that like for you kind of like taking that first step and now you really have ingrained it and you talk about it pretty openly on social media? What was that like for you? Cuz like there's that like right, you don't want to go back to where it used to be, but you're doing these really cool things every day or every other day.
It's crazy because now I can't imagine my life without it. But
Mm,
we'll start at the beginning. It was hard. I wasn't moving. It took a little to build momentum where it was something I enjoyed to do, but it was our timing worked out kinda well where we were training, and that January, we did like a everyday challenge. It was like a build up the 31 days of Christmas or whatever. It was a build up workout. Every day you added one thing, but you still did the things from the day prior. So
okay.
I was like in a challenge mode, and I get this picture from my friend, and it's my name up on the the big board at Soulfire for the February challenge. Do yoga every single day. And I was like, I'm going to do it.
Good for you.
So that because of those 30 days, yoga became a part of my life as well. So it was like working out and also yoga. And the consistency of it just kind of kept me like in pretty good spirits. I had some up and downs during that period
Mhm.
of my life, but besides that, it just changed who I was that like now I don't go to yoga as much anymore, but I'm always working out or doing something, whether it's with my trainer or on the beach with Rachel Richardson at Sea Strength, or my friends starting a new health and fitness like
Mhm.
coaching program. And he's doing a 14-day challenge. Cool. I love a challenge. Stuff like that. When I have a bad day or off day or I'm frustrated, my first question in my mind now is, when did you move last? What did you do?
Mm.
Even if it's, again, this goes back to the industry mindset of like, I don't have time for that. I work 70 hours a week. Do you have 20 minutes?
Mhm.
Probably.
Mhm.
Can you walk to work? Probably. Like, go ahead.
That's huge. I say the walking.
Yeah.
It's so simple, right? Like, instead of I mean, I lived in Chicago is when I really started walking everywhere, and I took public transportation, so obviously it's not as prevalent down here. But when I lived here, I could have taken a bike to work. I could have ridden my bike to work every day, and I chose to drive 10 streets. But, like, how much better would I have been maybe if I just gotten that a little moment of a few moments to myself with air, 1, which is huge for you, fresh air, and, like, a little bit of exercise before I went and did, like, a marathon of running and waiting tables.
Right, and it's if you walk there, guess what you have to do? You have to walk home,
Mhm.
and that on the days that I choose to walk to work, which I'll be honest, should be more than it is. I live
It's
point 0.8
hot, though.
miles from work. It's hot. Sometimes it rains, I don't know, but the walk home is the best. Sometimes I won't even put my AirPods in. I'll just, like, revel in the final silence of the end of the day, and it makes decompressing at the end of the shift a lot easier because, I
Mhm.
mean, again, in the industry, that is probably one of the hardest things because we're
Mhm.
stuck in fight or flight mode, which is true from the moment we walk in until the moment we leave, especially when we're in the weeds. And
Mhm.
then you're gonna tell me I have to go home and go to sleep? No.
Your brain doesn't care. Yeah. I talked to someone not too long ago about after someone runs a normal restaurant shift or hotel shift or whatever it is that you do, our brain literally needs almost 2 hours, if not more, to come down from that because it is in this I don't know what the rhythmic pattern is, but there's something that goes along with it. That basically means that your brain is processing everything that just happened at a rate that's so fast that it cannot turn itself off. So when you go to close your eyes, that's why people have that ticket dream, right? Like,
Mhm.
or like, I forgot to wait on that table, or I forgot to bring them water, or I forgot this. It's very much your brain is trying to process all the things that just happened because it was so fast and so quick. In a
Yeah.
normal 9 to 5 job, you are not in meetings. Most people are not in meetings, I hope, for 8 hours straight, constantly talking. They have quiet time. They're able to decompress. I mean, teachers probably the same thing, I would guess,
Oh,
decompressing from
yeah.
a day of teaching. But in our industry, it takes about 2 hours for your brain to completely shut off. So think about you work till 2 o'clock in the morning. That's not till 4 o'clock you're going to bed. And if you have to work the next day at 9, there's no time to rest. And
I've been
how scary that is.
it is scary. I've been trying to figure out a hack this whole summer of, finding calmness in the chaos
Mm,
to, like, eliminate the feeling of fight or flight. I have not totally won, but I haven't failed all the way. So there's
good for you.
moments where, it's just impossible not to. You get overstimulated, there's a lot going on. Also, manage and bartend, and when I'm bartending, they feel comfortable, and I want them to feel comfortable enough to ask me manager questions, but sometimes it's
Mhm,
like you're getting pulled in 85 directions. But what I've realized, and a Ryan hack, um, every time this was mine for the summer because it's ordered a lot. Every time I put in a hot honey chicken sandwich, I take 3 deep breaths. Every time, yeah, every
what is
time
it
I
about that?
the hot honey,
Yeah.
just because I hit it so frequently, taking 3 deep breaths in the middle of the chaos, it, like, forces me to like settle down for a moment. So
It's
coming
like a
out of that
weird
fight or flight, I know, but it works. Hot honey.
it's like a weird code word for your brain.
Yeah.
It's like,
You get
"Hey,
to
if I
breathe.
this is my safe word." When we were little, my mom had a safe word for us to call if we ever needed her, and my husband did not have that, but I had it growing up, and it was something that I knew I always had in my back pocket, right? Like, if something,
Mhm.
like, the fan or I really needed her or my dad, and there was no questions asked. That's kinda like this, like, it's just, like, a no questions asked. This is, like, my moment of, like, sort of peace
Yeah.
in something that could be, like, a scary situation, like, when you feel that, like, bridge of panic or, like you said, like, the calm and the chaos, my god.
Yeah.
The days I
It's
don't
fun
miss
to
with that.
when you can like, there are shifts that I really nail it, and it's like a euphoria experience. I'm like, "This is awesome."
Do you do pre-shift? Like, do you add this into your pre-shifts for tips and tricks for people?
Sometimes,
Mhm,
sometimes. I feel like this happens every summer. Pre-shifts take a back seat at some point, which they shouldn't, and it just becomes instead of, like, mine beginning of the summer to right now are totally different. This is like, "We can do this. If you're in this moment, this is how you can handle it, blah, blah, blah. Here's a tool, blah, blah, blah." Now it's like, "Alright, so we have 22 tuna tacos left. We changed your
mhm,
raspberry peach lemonade is now blueberry mango lemonade. These are your sections. You have these 2 people to help you. I will be running in circles. If you need me, please pull me. See ya.
mhm.
Have a great shift."
But you talk on social media about, like, this so down here, for those that aren't familiar, our season is very short,
Mhm.
and the people that come to visit I don't know if it's, like, people what they take where they get here, but everyone's, like, ready to go and, like, dine out every night, and I'm gonna spend all this money and blah, blah, blah. So, it really is a super fast-paced thing that you can't really explain anywhere else unless you work, like, during the holidays is probably the
Mhm.
best way, like, right? It's just this they're on vacation, they only get to do this once a year, but for staff, you feel the angst when you walk in the door, and August is always everyone's, "Oh my god, can I make it the next 3 weeks till Labor Day?" And
Yeah.
why is it so important for you to talk about that? Was there something about August in your previous pre-Ryan life that made you nervous, or it's just, like, something you've become aware of over the last 10 years?
I think it's just a generalization in the restaurant industry
Mm,
down here, and you're taught it the minute your shoes hit that restaurant floor. August sucks. The people suck. They don't. They don't. And we are so tired
mhm,
that we are paying attention to the negative instead of choosing to look at the positive. And I'd love to explain this more. So, yeah, you're focusing, if you know in your mind that August sucks, your brain is going to show you that it
mhm.
does. We're
Yeah,
going to look for reasons as to why August sucks. That guy did only tip me 18%, which is good. That kid is drawing on the table. This person's screaming at me because their food took 35 minutes. All those things happen every single month.
mhm,
Every month. But you're choosing to pay attention to that. And what I've realized, especially in the last 2 weeks, I don't wanna gloat, but Dewey Beer Company is the closest thing to Beyond the Bar that I have ever had, and it is so beautiful this summer. The staff members are happy to be there, they like to take care of each other, they like to take care of guests, they go above and beyond. A lot of unreasonable hospitality. People will walk next door and buy you a Dr. Pepper if that's what you want to drink. Like, they get it, and it is so awesome. But what I've realized with people, especially now, it's like the last couple week vacation people,
mhm.
um, will have comments of like, "You guys are so kind." It's like, this should be the standard. Like,
Yep,
this is it. And just taking a moment to turn off autopilot and have a connection with a human being, it is crazy that we have between 200 to 1,000 people that we get to interact with on a daily basis in the summertime. And with that, you don't know who's sitting in front of you that could either, that connection could lead to a friendship, a partnership, a
mhm,
job outside of the industry, like a relationship. You never
mhm.
know what is right in front of you. And if you're focusing on August is going to suck, you're missing those opportunities.
We are professional networkers is, like,
Oh,
what we
yeah.
do because maybe I'll speak for myself. I don't wanna speak for everybody because not everyone is meant to be a front of house person, but I know I was born to be a front of house restaurant person. Whether
Same,
it's
we're
my Irish
showgirls.
Yeah, whether it's the Irish Catholic, like, I loved hearing myself talk, I don't know, and I can always find, like, light or humor in something, even when someone's, like, putting me down, I usually have, like, a quick back, that's just who I am, but we network all day long, and we're usually selling ourselves and selling the business, and the best way to make a sale is to get to know the other person, right? And that's what you do at networking events. It's all about getting to know the other person, like, what are their things that they like? And if you're really good at sales and the industry specifically, then you're a professional networker too, because you
Mhm.
get the other side of the bar. Like you said, like, it's all about what's going on in that one-on-one or, table interaction. But I especially love that you talk about that mindset reset of going into a shift, not having that negative, typical, this day's gonna stink. I don't want to do this. Like, I'm gonna be in the weeds. We're already short staffed. Like, and then in August, what people don't know down here is a lot of where I live in Ocean City, a lot of students start leaving, going back to where they come from. The J1s leave. So your
Mhm.
staff gets shorter. So your shifts get longer, or you're more tables, or you're doing hosting and you're running tables, and it's this like multiple Swiss Army knife position you now have. And I think that's a lot of fear that people have down here too, is having to balance everything when support staff goes. You you realize how much you need support staff to help you
Mhm.
facilitate and do your job, and maybe there should be a little more respect to that. Like, that's my biggest thing as a manager, is, like, you respect your support staff, 'cause
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
telling you, when they're not here, you can feel the burn.
Mhm.
It hurts.
Absolutely. Yeah, I, managed and bartended last night, same time.
And for managing and being on the floor at the same time as, like, a server or bartender is so hard, because you are being pulled in these
It's
directions of, like, "My
insane.
staff needs me, so you're gonna have to wait."
Yeah, it was yeah, wow. But, support staff is it is phenomenal, but again, like, we know that August is going to be the time that college kids leaves, the
Mhm.
J1 start leaving. Like, why can't we prepare instead of react?
Be proactive, not reactive.
Yeah, you know that this is coming.
Mhm,
This is coming. So the weeks prior, you know what I did before August? I went to Colorado for 4 days. I said, "See you later. I'll be right back. Let me reset." Because
mhm,
I know what August is gonna look like, and I wanna put my best foot forward. So because it is not the guest's fault that you're short-staffed. It's not the guest's fault that you're tired and worked a lot. They are on vacation. They don't know you from
mhm,
Adam,
mhm.
okay? They don't know what you're going through, you don't know what they're going through. They're coming for a good time, you give it to them. We work on commission, basically.
That's, like, a perfect way of putting it.
Yeah. Like, this is a commission position, so be kind to them and take
Mhm.
care of them and act like they're a human being sitting in front of you and not just a order of a burger and fries.
We are not order takers when you work in we don't if you don't work in QSR, you are not an order taker.
Yeah,
Like, it's about the experience on both ends, and they're paying for
absolutely.
the experience. I just talked to this woman about it. She's a somm in New York, and selling wine is truly a skill set, right? Like, it's about
Mhm.
knowing everything about it, because it's a conversation that you're typically having with your customer, and you're selling them the experience. It's all about networking. It's all about giving them something that they're paying for, especially people's budgets are tight right now. Like, if they're gonna go out and dine, they're taking money that potentially could go somewhere else usually, like,
Right.
it's a big deal for people, and my girlfriend who manages down here, she tells her staff that almost every day. They're spending their money that they worked really hard for, and we have to suck it up sometimes. I mean, within reason. If someone's being an a-hole, then we, cut them at the knees. But for the most part, if they're having a bad day, like, you gotta move on from it at some point. But how do you decompress from that? How do we handle the situations? Are we training our leaders to handle tough situations so there isn't this fight or flight with, like, a customer that's unruly? And that's also, I think, really important. I know that you guys talk about leadership and how to do it the right way in training.
Yeah, people want to be seen, heard, and valued. That is it. Usually, if someone's upset about something that they're causing a scene, that's not what they're really upset about. They're projecting about whether it's something in their life or whatever. The best thing you can do is introduce yourself, get their name, tell your name, and let them tell you what's going on.
Uh-huh.
Or what I do is I get this story from the server first, and I go, "Hey, I heard that this happened. Is that true?" And they'll say, "Yeah." Blah, blah." I'm like, "I can understand that's frustrating. What can we do to solve this?" And
Uh-huh.
work it out together. Let them know that you care about it. There's no reason for a manager to ever get an attitude with a guest.
Uh-huh.
I know it seems crazy because sometimes people can be really outruly, but we never know what people are going through as to why they're projecting and acting like that. Meet them with care, and they'll leave with a 5-star review every time.
I talk about reviews a lot. I used to respond to every negative review, whether
Oof.
or not I thought that they were in the right. Some stuff is out of our hands. Like, there was a long wait to get into the restaurant. Like, I can't undo that. That
There's
was
no parking.
yeah. Like, it's like right, and it's like, well, that I did not cause, but I can this next time you join us, like, we recommend getting a reservation or calling ahead, and we'll try to accommodate you, and usually they will respond saying thank you, and I hope that they change their review, and I have a love-hate with some of the platforms, I think most people in the industry do, because
Mhm.
you do allow some people to say some pretty horrific things. But a lot of these platforms have now given the power back to the restaurants where you are allowed to engage and ask them, "Can you reach out to us directly? This is our
Yeah.
email." Like, there is a way to help people when they leave the restaurant too, and that's I think the other thing that falls on people is they're not like, when they leave, like, grassroots and word of mouth is still a real thing. "Hey, I had
Yeah.
a great experience at Dewey Beer Company. Flo was our bartender, and she's a manager, and she's making sure the kitchen's not on fire. I recommend that we go there next time and, like, ask for her." It's a real thing, and it
Yeah.
matters.
Yeah, it is cool. And there's like a good feeling when people do come back for
Mhm.
you. We have my bar partner, his name is actually also Ryan. So that's been very comforting this summer. We like make it a game if they're here for the week long vacation, like how many times can we get him back? My guy Brian sitting on the bar last night. It was his third time. We got him three
Good for
times.
you. That's awesome.
So that's like fun. That's the fun thing. Like
Mhm.
they'll come back and see you next year. We have a lot that
Yes.
do, and so do everyone down here. Like Starboard and their bartenders have people that come visit them every week, and like same with Rudder and like all those
Yep.
places. But it's fun to be like a tiny restaurant in the middle of Dewey Beach and just
Mhm.
having people want to be there. We also have good beer, so that's probably why. But
They make their own beer, in case you're wondering. That's what's called Dewey Beer Company.
oh yeah, I work at Dewey Beer Company.
Actually, and you guys had a successful first you guys started a beer fest.
Yeah, I think this was the second year, third.
I don't even know what year we're in. Were we 2025?
Dewey Beer and Friends. Yeah, it
Yeah.
happens every February, which is really cool for the area down here too, because nothing is happening that time of
Uh-huh.
year. And I feel like that's our 3 weeks of silence that we have now. It's so crazy from when I started in the industry to where we are now. Like Labor Day used to be a hard cutoff and to see you
Uh-huh.
guys all on St. Patrick's Day. But now that doesn't exist. We have like 3 weeks in February that kind of get slow and every weekend is hustle and bustle, which is a great problem to have, for sure.
100%. It makes because people have learned that this is not doesn't have to be a one-stop shop. Like, people
Mm-mm.
spend their holidays down here now with us. My daughter goes to school here. Like, there's, like, full families that live here year-round, and we're a part of the community, and those regulars, like you said, that come back and they come to their beach homes or whatever it is, or they come down to celebrate holidays, it does mean something to us down here. Like, you're giving life to a resort town, resort
Mhm.
beaches year round. Like, it really does matter, and it's really wonderful, and I think it's so cool to hear about, like, for Dewey Beer Company, to start something that involves the entire community. Like, you got breweries down where I am and to Berlin, like, you're bringing up the whole Eastern Shore to come
Yeah,
together and celebrate what makes it a really cool place to live.
absolutely, absolutely.
I mean,
It's
that's
pretty
why I
cool.
came back. So I'm raising my kids here. It's wild.
Mm,
I was a
yeah,
degenerate back in the day, or I say it makes my dad angry when I say that, but it's true. Like, I was so unguided.
yeah,
I was so lost. I had no idea who I was, what I wanted to be, didn't understand relationships. My true friends are friends that I met in the industry now, but we're all
mhm,
moms and older, and we've grown a lot. And I think my hope, like with the podcast, and this is very similar to what you're doing with Beyond the Bar, is you just reach like one person in
that's
our
it.
community or afar that
Mhm,
feels seen and heard by what we're doing, and they can reach out to just like, hey, can you tell me a little bit more about this or this organization? That's the whole point of this and this podcast. And for you and Beyond the Bar, I know there's something coming up in late August. If you want to talk a little about that and honoring Ryan.
Oh, I would love to.
Okay.
We're dropping coins. Oh, I wish I had one in my pocket. I don't think I do. Anyway, um, 3 years ago, Delaware named, Ryan's birthday while he was still living, August 23rd, Delaware Acts of Kindness Day, because this is just a man that, despite his own, without getting into all of it,
Mhm.
his own struggles, without question would help any single human being that he came in contact with, whether it was asking to pray for them, whether it was seeing that someone needed help putting something in their car, whatever it was, big or small, that man was there for every single human being that he encountered
Mm.
every day. So to honor him in a really cool way, he never gloated about it was the biggest thing. Like he didn't I would never hear stories of like, "Hey, so like I helped this." No, it was after his passing that we got messages of like, "He really like saved my life." And you're like, "What
Mm.
the who's this?" In the most beautiful way. So these coins are wooden coins. On one side it says make moments matter, and on the other side it's a QR code. So the point is, in theory, you would do a random act of kindness and you would drop the coin at that person or give it to them. Um, and they scan the QR code and they have an opportunity to share the random act and then our call to action to pass the coin forward. So basically, it will be like almost like a live blog of all the good things that people have done for others, but the recipient saying it instead of the person doing the act,
Uh-huh.
in hopes that it's just a day of coins going viral in Delaware, which I think we're on the right track. But it was a quick thing that I thought would be great to honor him on that day for sure. We thought, all of us.
And I don't want to make it too emotional. What
It's
is
okay.
what's the best thing that you have learned in Ryan's both life and since his passing, like that you are going to take with you as you move forward?
Um, what haven't I learned? I think investing in yourself, meeting people where they're at.
Um,
So doing just because you're at a different level doesn't mean that you can't meet others where they're at, and whether it's helping them or guiding them or just simply doing something kind for them. Um, It's definitely a huge one. Lead with kindness and expect nothing in return. Um, yeah, I think those are like the top 3 for sure.
well, our industry is definitely brighter and better because of what you're moving forward with Beyond the Bar and, what Ryan started and our Eastern Shore community, is so sorry for your loss, but I can tell you that he's gonna be so proud of you. I hope that his family knows that even us in Ocean City, like, I'm gonna come get some coins and bring them this way and really pass it along because I think it's a beautiful message that our industry, we're so giving of ourselves, right? We give constantly. Taking a moment to, be like, "Hey, like, we deserve kindness too," and
Hmm.
that sort of thing, and prioritize yourself and be kind to yourself. Like, what a wonderful, beautiful message, and, because we deserve it too.
Absolutely, I agree.
So
His
where
legacy is something that will live on forever for sure.
what's so great about, what you guys are doing, and then there's Celebrate Wellness with Kathy and,
Hmm.
obviously at Burnt Chef, we just wanna keep sharing and facilitating these wonderful ways that you can take care of yourself so we can keep thriving in the industry. Like, we love it, right? That's why we do it. I
Hmm.
love this place. I love being a part of it in this community, and I wanna see it thrive, and it's okay to make a change, and it's okay to, like, push it forward, stop saying, "Well, that's the way it's always been." Like, get over that, people. Let's push it
Doesn't
forward, and if you are listening to this that don't understand that, like, go work a day shift at a restaurant, like, "Well, we used to start that's how we used to do it."
have.
But where can people get coins? Where can they learn about Beyond the Bar and learn a little bit about you?
They can DM me us at BTB United on Instagram is probably the easiest way, especially if you want coins. We do have some drop off locations in Sussex County. our pickup locations in Sussex County. So the Dewey Post, I also work there. Dewey Beer Company, and then Hammer and Stain in Lewis. If you're outside of that realm, if you're up north, if you're in Maryland at this point, it's Delaware acts to kind of say, but it's really just a way to honor Ryan's legacy. So the more the merrier for sure. So send us a DM, take a gander at the page too. Yeah.
Well, I
Stay
appreciate your
tuned.
time. I mean, I'm so glad I got to meet you last year. And, I took some time off, as you're well aware, and prioritized
Hmm.
myself and got myself back to where I am. And it was just wonderful to see you at Celebrate Wellness. And, I think you should be very proud of yourself and what you've accomplished both personally and professionally. And like just kind of keep pushing the needle forward. Like our industry needs it. Our local community definitely needs it. So I just can't thank you enough for this.
Thank you. You should be proud of you, Colleen.
Thanks. I can say it now. It's weird to be like you're proud of yourself, but I want my kids to know that like that's a really cool thing to say. Like I'm really proud of myself,
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
Well, I want to thank you. Thank you to all my listeners and viewers, wherever you're watching this. Please be sure to follow all things Hospitality Bites through hospitalitybites.com or connect me on social. Follow my friends at Walk and Talk Show, where they're incredible in content, including today's podcast episode. And as I always say, please be kind to yourself and be kind to one another. Thank you, Lo. Have a great shift, and I will talk to you soon.
Thank you.